Hello and welcome. So it's still a rather foggy night, but the assembler hull has been finished, and I now have all of, well, this going on. And I think that what I need to go ahead and do is go ahead and reinforce these catwalks, because even though they're perfectly serviceable as is, they just, I mean, it doesn't look right. So the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this little section off here and replace this with a no walled one, because what I want to do longer term is I want to have this over here go to kind of like a landing pad, small shuttle area, and then straight ahead we'll go out into kind of a large good ship landing pad. Um, So effectively, I need to go two directions from here. But because I don't have anything connecting, whatever's going to go over there yet, if I cut that off, then those are going to fall. So let's just get to that to start. I need interior plates, and then I'm also going to need a bunch of steel plates. So let's start with catwalk plate, and then two sides, one, two, three. And I need some construction components. So let's go ahead and grab construction components. Um, so then let me also grab a bunch of steel or interior plates for whatever reason, and then fill up with steel plates. So that should be enough to go ahead and let me build this out. Don't fall, construction zone, all that fun stuff. And then I'm going to pop on over here, hope that any doggos don't come to get me. And I think I want to go ahead and put something down here that stops like right there, and then something down on that line. So let's go ahead and get beam blocks, and I want to make these black. And if I do this, one, two, three, four, five. Actually, I think I can go ahead. Wait a second here. Yeah, if I cut this off, actually, then I can come back in here and do a half block. Yeah, that distance looks nice. And then put this here. And then I want to come down. No, not a T-junction. Not a junction. I think if I go with an end, yeah, that looks supported. So let's go ahead and weld all this up and see how that looks. All right. I think I need to rotate this. Yeah. 5 and end. Let me stick it here like this. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, just like that. And then I will copy that on over here. And, you know, just see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I'm on this one. I'm gonna pull it back this way by about 2 blocks, so have it end right around there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll leave about 3 blocks over there. So let's go ahead and grab this. And the music has me thinking that I'm about to be attacked by bad doggos. So there's only a small amount of panic going on. And while I find that, yeah, there we go, beam block end, and rotate, and then weld everything up. And then after that, I can get nice and high and not worry about bad doggies. Once again, one of these days, I am actually going to go ahead and set up turrets. Just that day, once again, continues to not be today. Alright, so the next obvious thing that I need to do is I need to set up some more of these truss lights. Because that's what I'm doing for kind of like all of my catwalk lighting. So let's go ahead and effectively, yeah, I can do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'll put that there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, come on. One of these days I'm going to find the right button. Okay, there we go. So I need 10 construction components, 25 interior plates per. So you know what? Let's just go ahead. Drop off a bunch of the steel plates. And then I need steel tubes, so that's 4 per, and I put 12 up. You know, 100 should be good enough. Bunch of those, and then we'll just fill up with that. Alrighty. Alrighty. And then now that I have my truss pillars up, all that's left to do is to go ahead and place those lights on top. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so I have all my lighting. I will go in sometime later and get that lighting to match up my other exterior lighting. Um, and yeah, so I think that's good enough for greebling the walkway. So the next thing that I need to do is right over here. I want this to be going into some sort of like garagey, hangery thingy. So let's go back, get a whole bunch of steel plates again. Eat a little food, load up on steel plates, add a whole bunch more steel plates to that, because I just go through those things. Actually, let me grab my bottle and then load up on steel plates. There we go. Alright, so I've got all of this. The next thing that I need to do is I'm actually going to go on over into my hangar, and I'm going to dig down and across to go ahead and get ready for another tunnel, because I'm going to go ahead and tunnel on over to get my connections all sorted. So, actually, rather than forcing you to sit through all of that, well, actually,
Inventory full.
whoops. Here, let's do this. There we go. Alright, and if I dig down on this one, I can go ahead and just kind of show you guys how I get started on this. Alright, so you can see right here I have an air vent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my piping out through the air vent. And basically the next thing I need to do is just to dig this way for a while. And as you can see right over here, I hit a wall, so I'm going to need to go down even further. And I will just, actually, you know, it might make sense to some people if I go ahead and show you what I do here. So this is going to be a light armor block. So I need to dig underneath this. And fix it up because I'm not supposed to do that part. Okay, and then when I come out this way, let's see here. Let's went a little bit too far down. Okay, so now I want to go ahead, get my color there. This is going to actually be the light armor slope. So let me go ahead and come out here and see if I can see my digging. Because if I can, then I need to go a little deeper. So I am coming out from basically right here, and I cannot. So
Energy low.
let me go re-get my energy. All right. So if I come back here to my little hole in the ground, I'm going to basically run my piping from here, and then I need to dive down one. And here, if I go ahead and delete that, um, there we go. Alright, now that I've placed that, let's go ahead and check and see how visible that is. Because if it's really visible, then I need to go deeper. And that is... well, one, the wrong type of block. Um, two, that's more visible than I want it to be. Especially because, as you can see over here, the slope does go down a little bit more. So let's go ahead and grab this, put that back in place, and then I'm going to go down one more off of that. Again, the goal of this is to have tunnels that are not visible above us. So, why will you not place? Oh, that's why. I need to have the right type of block. There we go. Alright, so let's just weld this up really quick and then come back over here to grab all those steel plates that we shoved in here. Alright. Oh, I'm smart some days. I swear. There we go. Steel plates acquired. Alright, so now you guys can see what I'm actually going to be doing for this, which is weld that up. This is now full. This is all fully underground, and then I'm going to basically drill across and keep doing this until I get as far as I want. And the end goal for this is I want it to come out of the ground and be able to start doing my conveying somewhere over this way. So that first block is basically right here. It's equivalent to this. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need to go about 8 blocks in. So now that you guys know what I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead, pause the recording, finish doing that, and show you what happens when I come out of the hole. Alright, and we are back, and you can see this is where my catwalk ends, and this is where I have my hole coming out. And looking down here, you can see that this is fully underground, so I'm not worried about like being able to see any of this. So that means that I can go ahead and pull some piping up to here. Basically, just go ahead and stick like a junction box or a conveyor box or something like that right here, and then get started on my garage. So let's come on over here and get a whole bunch of piping materials. And I'm going to go ahead and want to get 2 ends. See here. I want to come down 1, 2, so I need at least 3 curves. And then as much of that as I can carry. Alright, and then let's go ahead and get a standard color for these. There we go. And then I can just come on in here and start putting that together. So let's start with a conveyor pipe end right here. And then we will do one. And I think from here, most people will be happy if I just go ahead and but pause all this and show you more on the far side. Alrighty, so now that we've got the conveyor coming up out of the ground right there, the next part is to go ahead and start laying my foundation. Now, I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to keep the conveyor exactly where it is, but because the parking garage is not going to be airtight, I'm not overly concerned if I just decide to like go ahead and turn that into a T-junction or something like that. But for right now, let's go ahead and start pulling things over. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there we go. Now that's all connected up. Let's just go ahead and roll that. Alright, so the next thing that we need to do actually is come on over here. And I kind of figure that something like this is going to be one of the more common, ground vehicles. There we go. So, so I need to bring this on over, and we need to make sure that this can get into the garage and maneuver. So, don't hit the tree. There we go. We failed to hit the tree. That was perfect. All right. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of park this here for the moment. And the general idea is I want to fit, say, maybe 4 or so of these things on that first floor of the garage. And then after that, I'm going to go up a level, and I'm going to try and put in 2 different levels that would be able to fit in some sort of flyers. So, the biggest thing about this, though, is that aside from, of course, it being, a rover, we need to not only be able to park it, but we also need to be able to maneuver it around some. So I could go ahead and put like just a row of 4 parking spots right there, as long as I can go ahead and get the rover in and back it up properly. And I also need to go ahead and ensure that while you're down here, you are puppy dog free. Because reasons. 2, 3. So let's actually grab the rover again and pull it out of parking. No, it wasn't parked. Okay. And just kind of bring this over here. And 1, 2. All right, so this is about 3 blocks wide, knowing that I need at least 2 blocks for a hinge system. 3, 4, 5, and that's going to leave me 1. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total. I think that if I go 5, in this way, That's going to leave a nice little gap that I could like drive a rover in over here or something like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and fill this out and then drive the rover on top. Okay. If I drive the rover around there. Turn more carefully. Woo! And try not to total the rover on the big blocks of armor. Woo! Don't overshoot. Alright, so let's say that my rover is parked right here. So I need to go ahead and... Alright, so 2 blocks tall seems to be plenty. 1, 2. But I am going to need this level here for the... You know what? I actually think I need to pull this back one. So let's... Whoop. That was not what I meant to do. Alright, you know what? Just get the rover off. It's not big enough for the rover yet. I'm willing to admit it. Alright. So... Alright, so I now have 3 blocks high. And then this level will be another layer. Um... Huh. Oh, speaking of bad dogs. Hello, bad doggo. Let's use you as an excuse to not think about what I'm doing anymore. Okay, it ran away. Um... Alright, so I need to go ahead and... I either need to dig this down into the ground and do a whole lot of excavating, or I need to go from here up and down. Ooh, actually, if I come in here, this is going to be basically at the level of this level of the piece. So I can basically come in 2, Let me just grab that really quick. All right, and then once I come in, I can have um, stairs going up and stairs coming down, and this will be just kind of like a little landing area. Um, because I'm going to need to have this level for the flyers, and then it's going to be in like another 2 or maybe 3 blocks up. Do I want to do one more set of blocks up? Let's get back in this really quick, because clearly I haven't messed around enough yet. You saw nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing bad happened. Alright, so I need a new connector and some other pieces. Um, yeah, I will get on that in a little bit. Alright. Nope, nope, stop backing up. Clearly, the real reason I need a rover hangar is because of just how talented I am at driving rovers. Alright, good enough. Alright, so I can stand on top of this rover and not hit my head. For any kind of like civilian rovers, I think that that's gonna be good enough. So let's get this out of the way, preferably without wrecking it even further, and then go pick up some pieces for rebuilding it. Oh boy, I'm talented, I swear. And then let's go ahead and do this. 6, 6. There we go. Fix my rover. There, it's like nothing ever happened. And, alright. Now that everybody has seen my, enviable amount of talent, um, uh, okay, so that's actually connected. You know what? Let's go ahead and delete this really quick. And I'm going to get what I need to build a cargo hold, cargo container instead. That way I can just grab or remove whatever pieces I need, and we will make this green so that way I know for sure that I definitely need to change things in a bit. Alright, so now that I've done that, let me come up here to be out of puppy range while I fiddle with some stuff. So for the walls for this, I actually want to go ahead and use like cover walls or fire walls. So if I use cover walls, they're like this, or I can use fire cover. No embrasures. I like the cover walls for this level. And this is high enough that a puppy can't get in. but yet low enough that I still let all the air in and natural light and so on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Alrighty, so now that I've got that in place, let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kind of fill out that level a little bit so that way I can think some more. Um, Also, I might need a whole bunch more steel plates. And also with all of this, I can just go ahead and use the normal interior lights because I'm not. Basically, this whole area is going to be empty. Now, as we have already discovered, um, my masterful driving notwithstanding, I need more space this way to be able to make this work. So let's go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so then on this side, I want to go ahead and stick a gate. And let me just grab my green color. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. And grab what I need to build this. And eat some kelp crisps. Also, go ahead and throw the scrap metal in there. Alright, so with that gate, you know what, let's shift it left one. Again, grab my green color. So 1, 1, 2. And then I can go ahead and have a gap basically 2 wide on each side of it. So let's go ahead and grab a bunch more of these firewalls. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to need a lot of this. Alright. Let's go ahead and stick those firewalls in, or cover walls. Okay, and then I need to put a whole bunch more of this down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to come up 1, 2, 3. Okay, so parking garage. Let me put those firewalls up here. And then I am now set to come back this way. Let's actually delete this for a quick sec. And then come on over here to build our ramp in. So I'm going to go a little bit wider than the gate because, as everyone knows, when you are a masterful driver, you can make it through a door like that even if you don't come at it straight on. And the goal is to make it through the door and not blow up your hydrogen tank by wrecking on the bottom. Anyways. Whee! So, coming on over here. Whee! I am ready to come on in. But before I come in, I need to have a floor. So, let's go ahead and finish building this floor out. And rather than watch me weld up a whole lot of steel plates, I'll be back when I'm done with this. Alrighty, so we are back, and it's time to open the gate and see what I can do on a large flat surface. If it's wrecked the rover, I might just give up. Alright, parking released. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we can get in. Alright, turning. Alright, so if nobody else is in the parking garage, I can successfully navigate around. Alright, looking good. And yeah. So I think this is enough space that even I can park down here. So, yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, so since I can get in, the next thing that I need to do is basically just kind of build that next level and then figure out how we're getting up and down. The other thing that I need to do is, while I don't want the parking garage to necessarily have everything connected so I could like move materials, I do want everything connected enough that I can say bring this guy on over here, park, and have him recharge his batteries. Now, for right now, I do have this medium-sized connector, well, large connector, I guess, standard connector, whatever you want to call it. But I am also considering going ahead and building some vehicles that use the small connector, just so that way I have a little bit more variety available to me. Now, just like what I have in the garage over there, I do want to go ahead and make use of like the double hinge setup. So I think that I'm. Let's count this really quick. So this is not counting the border edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got a 9 by 9 section. And if I stick, say, a hinge there, yeah, so if I just say, like, stick a hinge there, I can probably park something there, move down to, and basically have a hinge, like, every other block. So that would be enough parking for 5 vehicles, assuming that you can actually park, unlike me. Um, I'll have some space over here for my ladders getting up and down, and then um, the rest of this area will be for maneuvering around parked cars. Does that seem reasonable? Yeah, you know what? Let's go with it. Um, so if I'm gonna do that, I don't necessarily have to go ahead and convey all of that, but let me. But it doesn't really cost me much because I can basically just go ahead and run some. Since it's not airtight, I can just run the uh, reinforced conveyor tubes, and basically I need a corner up, or what I could do is I could basically draw a line right here, do conveyor tubes, come out with a corner, and then just kind of pull it off of this. Yeah, you know what? Let me go ahead and convey this up because, that's apparently how I work today. And I will be back in just a few minutes. All right, so I went ahead and conveyed things up, even though I don't need to for what I want this to be doing. Um, but it's almost as easy to convey it up now as it would be to just like not. Um, so might as well do it. All right, so I put in 5 hinges, and then I'm going to go ahead and convert these to the medium heads. One, two, three, four, 5. And what this is going to allow me to do is switch on over to the small grid form, which means that I can go ahead and have all of this be smaller. So let's go ahead and come to all of these. And I'm going to change this to, say, 30 and -30. And if I give all of them a value of 1, let's see. Oh, damn it. That one just has to be different. All right. Let's come back and just take that one off. Because rather than, actually making life difficult for myself. All right. Then if I come in here and add the medium head, and then a -30 and 30 at a RPM of 1. All right. So all of these actually need to turn this way. So if I set all of them to be reverse, I can have an upper limit of, say, 0, a low limit of -30. Then let's go ahead and put another hinge on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's rotate it so that way the little thing is facing the same direction. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's just weld this all up really quick. Alright, and then let's go in and find those 3x3s. And we're going to set an upper limit of 0, a lower limit of -60, and then give them a value of -1. And alrighty, so that's all coming down to where we want it. And then let's 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just go ahead and plop these connectors on. Alright, and now let's hop in our little buggy, take the parking brake off, and I'm going to try to park by that middle one. Alright, so I'm parked by that middle one, and as we can see, it's a little too high. So let's go ahead and change all of these to -60, and then all of these to -30s. There we go. Alright, so now with all of them, they are coming out at a much more appropriate level. And I guess I need to stick my connector back on this. Switch lock. There we go. And there we go. So that is now connected. Alrighty. So if I had another one, okay, the parking would be a bit narrow. Somebody else might be able to pull it off, but I will not be able to pull this off with rovers. So I think that what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to come in and basically pull these out one. So that's going to give me basically 2 tiles of space. And then I'm also going to go ahead and put another set, like, not here, but like here on each side. But these two I'm going to go ahead and hook up to be small inset connectors. And basically I'm going to do the exact same thing here where I'm going to do large to medium and then medium to small. And these will just be for like if you want to hook up some little ATVs or buggies or something like that. So let me go ahead and do all that fiddling, and I will be back when I'm done with that. All right, we are now back with the second floor done being built. I still need to figure out exactly what I'm doing here to get up and down. Ow. But as you can see, I've shifted down here to be 3 connectors here and then 2 little connectors here. I did consider a little bit whether I wanted to do something like go from a hinge to a small hinge. But when doing that, the small hinge is really tiny, so I then have to go ahead and extend little connector bits to going out, and it just makes more sense to go ahead and do it like this. So down here, I do need to stick in more lights. I need to figure out how I'm getting up and down from here. And then finally, I need to, do this level, and then I want to do 1 level on top of that. But I might just cave and do 1 level here, so kind of like have an upper deck and a lower deck. I'm not entirely sure yet. But if I just look at some rough numbers, I have 5 offices, dedicated offices, in the, let's just run on over here and take a look at it. 5 offices, the little reception desk here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 seats. So this office will support up, will have enough desks for up to 16 people. So if I say that I want this base to support, 16-ish people, then either I have to have enough parking spaces for 16 people, or I need to make sure that I have designed like a shuttle that would, theoretically, of course, carry people from here and wherever my town is. And then, you know, just be able to go ahead and do it that way. Um, hmm. I also still have the parking up there that would be like, realistically, that one is for like the major boss, or that would be like the emergency evac shuttle or something like that. Oh, yeah, that would be the emergency evac shuttle. This then is not a hangar for a shuttle, but this is like a maintenance hangar. That's a maintenance garage, and then this is, everything is fully functioning. Um, if I assume that everybody's gonna fly in, I would have to be able to support up to 16 flyers, which is just way too many. But if I say that I can support 4 flyers and do some, ooh, actually, I could do 3 flyers on with hinged connections like this. So basically, repeat this, but up here. So that would let me have 3 flyers that dock on the back, or I could even do that on that side, and then do something like 1, 2, 3, 4 bottom docks like that. Let's come take a look at this. So this is a big vehicle, far more than a single person would need. And if you're just like commuting, but even if you're not commuting, let's call this kind of like the biggest vehicle that I would expect people to fly in and out with. That's 3 wide and 5 long. And let's just go ahead and do some quick painting. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. More. Ooh, but what I could do is I could go ahead and on the outside of this have the, don't fall wall. And then I could put the hinge literally right here. And then let's just go ahead and grab like a red. One, two, one, two, one.
Energy low.
Okay, if I do this and then I do one, two, three, four, five, six. One, one, two, three. And then grab this. Basically, put hinges on each of those three spots. And then inset connectors, say here, here, actually let's just do two inset connectors and also do, no, like an inset connector a little bit forward of each of those. And just say that these ones are, you will either dock with the hinge setup like I've got below, or I've got 5 inset connectors for bottom mounted docking. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set that up really quick. Um, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, so this episode's going pretty long. Um, Definitely my fault. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and do one ladder coming up to here, and then over here, 2 ladders going down, one on each side. And I also went ahead over here and basically stuck some half slabs so that way I could push the cover walls out one on this side. I'm not sure if I'm going to repeat that on the other sides, but at least on this side it's pushed out some. So you can see, yeah, it does. Looks a little funky, but and I need to delete this one. There we go. Um, and then I've got a double layer here, which that's still perfectly fine. Um, yeah. So the bottom garage, I need to go ahead and add lighting to. Up here, I need to go ahead and convey those if I want to be able to just move goods rather than just be able to park and power. However, because of how long this episode is running, I'm going to go ahead and do all of that off screen and come back later. So, if you watched all the way to the end of this, thank you very much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.